3-4, number 30. This guy. So let me come at this guy kind of sideways here. Okay. Look at number 27. Let's see how I can say this. I'm just going to tell you this. I'm not going to try to lead you there. Does everybody agree number 27 says I'm going to cube something? Do we know what it is that we're cubing? Not specifically, right? But we know it's, in this case, it's x minus 5. So I am cubing something. And that something happens to be x minus 5. So there's no way to do both of this at the same time. There sort of is. I don't want to do all that shit. Sorry. I'm going to discuss this with myself. Multimedia, whatever. Could you work? Sure. So here, if I let, I can't remember which one's which, g of x equal x minus 5, and I let, f of x equal x cubed. So I know it's something cubed, and the specific thing I'm cubing is x minus 5. So if I make g plug into f, I get h, yes? So in each case, do you see an inside function like this problem? What's the inside function? What's the function that's inside of something? Yes, this is the inside function. I'm going to let that equal g. And what's it inside of? What's it inside of? Cube root function. So if I put this inside this, I'll get that. Now looking at this problem specifically, this is a little bit weirder because if I ask you what's the inside function, I wouldn't blame you if you just said x. But what do I know for sure? I know 4, yes? What am I doing to 4 in this problem? What's it want me to do to 4? It wants me to add something. So it's asking me to do this, where the specific something is this. So if I let f be this and g be this, and I plug this in, don't I get that? So you can kind of look at it as 27, cube something. So I make x minus 5 the inside function and x cubed the outside function. 31, cube root something. So I make this the inside function and this the outside function. 30, 4 plus something. So I let it be 4 plus something, and I let the something inside function be cube root of x. That's how you can kind of do one of those problems, which is basically the opposite of shoving a function in. You got to figure out what function do they shove in. Some of these problems have more than one answer, but they all have an answer. Okay. Is that better? I don't remember who asked that question. Okay. Anything else? Homework stuff? I don't believe you, but that's okay. So right now, we have finished. I'm very curious about that sound. I want to know what that sound is. So we have done up through 3.5, but we actually did up through 3.6, because 3.6 is just graphing absolute values, and we talked about that already. The only thing we have left to do is 3.7, but before I jump into brand new shit, I've got a little review sheet that I want y'all to work on. So let me ask one more time before we jump into that. Any other questions from homework stuff? Anything else from homework? How many of you guys have gone to the Mass Science Center this semester yet? Okay. Do you have to go? No. Is it smart to go? Yeah. Does everybody have time to go? No. I understand that. They do online appointments also. Just keep that in mind. Okay. There's something I don't think I put it in our Canvas shell yet. I'm developing a page of resources. Like, for example, has anybody ever heard of Professor Leonard? Have you guys heard of Khan Academy? Yeah. Okay. Professor Leonard is I like him. He's got a very organized kind of YouTube thing where he's in front of a whiteboard and he discusses topics. A lot of my calculus students know him a lot because he does a lot of calculus stuff, but I'm pretty sure he does some pre-calc stuff too. So I'm developing a page of resources, books, study guides, videos, applications like Desmos Online, stuff like that. You guys kind of with me? I'm going to throw that up in Canvas so you can kind of go there and kind of check it out and see if it looks good or not. All right. You guys semi with me? Because my God, guys, holy shit. All right, let me just be old man for a minute. Back in my day, you ready for this? You're not ready for this. We barely had the internet back in my day. I mean, the internet was something where you start a page, you walk away, make dinner, I'm going to come back and go, oh, it's 30% loaded, okay. Make dinner, right? The little, you're connecting it. Sorry. Nowadays, it's insane. You go to YouTube, you type in, solve an absolute value equation, and you get millions of videos. Holy shit. Some of them suck. But a lot of them are good. Then you go to that person's channel and you see what the hell else they talked about if you like them, right? Especially if you're tired of listening to me. You're like, I know he posts his videos, but my God, I can only take that guy once. I don't want to watch him over. So watch somebody else. There's a bunch of people out there. Okay. If you don't like seeing people, Khan Academy, you only see his hands. No, it's not him. You only see the writing, I think. Is it Organic Chemistry Tutor? You only see his hands? Yeah. So, you know, all right. So like Jeff would be great if I didn't have to look at him. Well, there's a lot of people, you can just see their hands. Or you don't see them at all? Okay, I'll stop. So here is what I want to have happen right now. I want to not die, so I'm going to tie my shoe. I'm going to give out a review sheet. It goes over compositions of functions and transformations. So one side's got inverse functions. Don't look at that side. I mean, you can. It's your paper, but please. So I want you to, all right, let's do this. I'm going to force this to happen. Let's see, you three in the back. You guys work together. You three right here. Good. You three there. You guys work together. You four. Yes? You really don't like stuff. Let's see. You three. You three. And then I got my four. Oh, you three. And then you three. So everybody's working on this side here, right? Let me know if your group needs help. All right, guys, I know you're not all done, but I don't want to keep you over. Let's look at this thing. Gaze upon this thing. So on part A, what do I have to figure out first? Yeah, so you can kind of break this up into parts. I've got to figure out what the hell G of 2 is so I know what to put into F. How do I do G of 2? It'll be 5 over 1 minus 2, which is? Yeah, at the end, yeah, I'm with you. And then, so now I know what I'm plugging into F, right? Because this is F of G of 2. If I know what G of 2 is, I know what to put into F. And if I put that into f, I get absolute value negative 16 is plus 2. Cool. Okay, so I think everybody I saw did that one right. For some of us, that plus 2 was sneaky. What is this telling me to do with g and h? Multiply them. Good. There's no parentheses, so one isn't inside the other one. They're sitting next to each other. That's multiply. So I want to multiply g of negative 3 times h of negative 3. So what's g of negative 3?
Wait, I thought it was g times h and then times negative.
No, hell no. All right, so when I have a function, if I just write this and I say, what's this? That doesn't mean shit. It's like me asking you, hey, can you simplify that? What would you say? What's in it? So a function doesn't make sense unless something's in it. So what's in both g and h? Negative 3. So this is a way to write g of negative 3 times h of negative 3 more concisely. Same idea with part C, yeah, but the operation in part C is minus. Same exact idea. So what is g of negative 3? 5 over 4. Right? Some of you guys freak when you see that, but who cares? I don't have to do much with it. What's h of negative 3? Yeah, 3 minus 2 times negative 3 is 3 plus 6 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. Is that okay? So if I do, yeah. If I plug a negative 3 in here, I'll get negative 2 times negative 3 is 6, plus 3 is 9, and then the square root is 3. And what's 5 fourths times 3? 15 fourths. Done. It's a fraction, but I almost don't care, because they didn't have to do that much with it. This one's same idea, except now I want to know the functions evaluated here, but I want to subtract them. What's f of negative 3? Yeah, negative 3 times 3 is negative 9 minus 1 is negative 10. Absolute value is 10 plus 2 is 12. Is everybody with me? I think I saw most people got that. And I already know h of negative 3, don't I? It's 3, so I just need to do 12 minus 3. 9. Cool. And then we got this beast, right? So I've got to do f of 1/3 first. 3 times a third is 1 minus 1 is plus 2 is 2. Then I've got to do g of that. G of 2 we already did. Thank you, Jeff. And then we got to do h of that. And what's 3 minus twice negative 5? Jeff, look at me thinking ahead. 3 minus 2 times negative 5? 3 plus 10, square root of 13. I think most people I saw got that. So notice it's pretty fundamentally just, what do you plug in? What am I plugging in? What am I plugging in? Is it a number I'm plugging in? Is it a whole function value I'm plugging in? Then you better figure out what that function value is, right? Okay, maybe. What are the transformations here? How many are there? 3. How do you know what order to do them in? Yes, PIMDAS. So what's the first thing I would do? Yeah, the inside, so that's left 1. Good, I can vertically stretch 2 or just double the outputs, right? That's the way I like to say it. And then the last thing I do, down 5. So give yourself some points to do that stuff to. And then do that stuff to them. So take a point. I got to move left 1. Stretch by 2. So just multiply it by 2. And then down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a next point. Left 1. Double 0 is 0. Down 5. This point, left 1, double it, down 5. Oh, that's hard to do when I'm looking up there. Okay. You guys semi with me? How do I check that? What point is this? Oh, that would be like pulling it like this, so this would just get wider.
Yeah, so how would you get that in the equation?
Oh, I would put the 2 inside. Well, I would put, like, if I want to stretch, I would put a 1/2 inside.
Oh.
Yeah, because when it's inside, it does the opposite of what it looks like. That's why we went left 1, even though it's got a +1, right? Okay. Some of you guys just have like an eternally pained look on your face. I understand. Oh, by the way, okay. This point is -2, -3, yes? So when I plug a -2 in, -2 plus 1 is -1. Absolute value of that is 1 times 2 is 2 minus 5 is -3. So if I find a point, I can plug the x in and make sure the y I got is what I get out. I can check my work. I don't need no stinking calculator. You're all like, good for you, man. So again, there's 3 here, right? What are they? First thing I'll do is left 2. Reflect on your life. No, reflect where? X-axis. And then up 5. Yeah, you can say translate. I love it. That's the official technical name. So give yourself some points to work with. Square root of 0 is 0, square root of 1 is 1, square root of 4 is 2. Those are some good points to work with. Take a point. Left 2. Reflect x-axis. It's on the mirror, right? So it doesn't go anywhere. And then up 5. Take the next point. Left 2. Reflect x-axis. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next one. Left 2. Reflect x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you got your shape. Okay. Crazy sauce. I'm waiting for that time still when if I were a student, I would come in like in the back and just turn my desk around, just be staring at the monitor. I mean, all right. If there's no questions, that's enough of that. Let me give you this. There's 8 problems on here. I want to do it in a minute. I'm joking. This is a practice test. I promise you I'll give it to you early. I'll have the answer key next Wednesday. The test is on Thursday. Oh, you did? Sure.
Okay. Which is kind of good.
You do not have to turn this in. I'm going to give you the answer key. You don't have to do any of this if you don't want to. Study guide.
This is one of your house.
Oh, I saw it. I got it recently. It's like right up like the Massey Center, but it just they have computers, but I sometimes go there if I need like I like these too. It's just I want to get out there, so I always go to the other room.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, I forgot. Jack, are you still there?
Yeah.
Hey, I forgot to give back this homework.
Well, I completely forgot.
Genevieve's gone. Bryce. Bryce. Ryder's gone.
Yeah, you probably don't work for the school.
Okay. I'll get this back next time.
Yeah.
Could I get that paper? What paper?